Hello, this lesson is about adding and subtracting algebraic expressions. Um, you probably know by now that when you have 2p, that means 2 times p. So we tend to drop the multiplication sign when we are um, writing algebraic terms. So 2p means 2 times p, or 5m cubed means 5 times m times q. So all that we have done, we drop the multiplication sign when writing algebraic expression. The other thing is 1 times p is written as p. This is similar to saying that 1 times 7 is 7, or 1 times 8 is 8. In the same way, 1 times p is p. The other fact we need to remember is 0 times any number is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 1000 is 0. Or 1000 times 0 is also 0. So when you're timesing any number by 0, or when timesing 0 by any number, your answer is going to be 0. So considering that any pronumeral, any letter also represents a number, so when you timesing any pronumeral by 0, you will get 0. Or if you timesing 0 by any pronumeral, again you will get 0. Then we look at the concept of like terms. Like terms. Again, we covered already the concept of term. What is a term? A term is a number multiplied by a pronumeral, like 6p. And what was a pronumeral? Pronumeral is a number, is a letter that represents a number. So 6p is an example of a term. Or even 5 also is a term. Okay? So a term can be just a single number, or a number times by a pronumeral. That is the meaning of algebraic term. But as far as like term goes, like terms have the same pronumerals with the same powers. That is important. Okay, so for instance, if I have 6k and I have 8k, these are like terms because they have the same pronumerals, which is k. Or I might have 9m and minus 3m. Again, then the pronumeral part is the same, so these are like terms. You can have 6mu and 8mu. Again, these are like terms because both of them have got m and u. And here, you got to remember that the order doesn't matter. So we could have written any of them as um. And still, they will be like terms if you do that. So if you have 9xy and say 12yx still these are like terms, because when you timesing, the order doesn't matter. And we said that xy means x times y. So here we are timesing 9 times x times y. Here we are timesing 12 times y times x. They have the same pronumeral, order doesn't matter. But, so still they are like terms. What about something like that? 6p squared y and 8py squared. Are these like terms? No, they are not. What is the reason? Because even the letters are the same, pronumerals are the same, the powers are different. Here, p has no power, it means it has a power of 1. But here, p has a power of 2. So we have different powers. And here we have y, but here we have y squared. Again, here y has a power of 2, but on the other one, on the first one, has a power of 1. So the powers are different. That means we are not having like terms. Then now what can we do with like terms? What is the point of like terms? Well, we can add and subtract like terms. Okay? So we can add and subtract like terms. We can add and subtract like terms. For instance, 2q plus 3q can be added, and that becomes 5q. 2 and 3, 2 plus 3 is 5. So that becomes 5q. Or 9u minus 3u. We can subtract 3 from 9. That's 9 minus 3 is 6. So that is going to be 6u. We can also add and subtract terms when there are other terms in between. For example, if they ask you simplify 2k plus 3 plus 5k. So here 2k and 5k are like terms, but 3 is not. Still we can add them. 2 plus 5 is 7. So the answer to that will be 7k, and you add that 3 at the end. So 7k plus 3 is the simplified form of that. So all you need to do is just add the like terms and then add the term which is not like term. So as another example, if they tell us simplify 3mu plus 6 minus 2mu plus 4. Alright, here we have two like terms. Both of them are mu. And 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2. So we can combine them, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So then it means we have 1 mu. But 1 mu means just mu. Because 1 times anything is just itself. 1 mu is just mu. Okay, so then in my next step, I can say 3 minus 2mu is 1mu or mu. These two together. Now we look at 6 and 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. So I add them together. So 6 and 4 can be added. The just numbers, and they give me 10. So 6 plus 4 is 10, and 3 mu minus 2 mu is just mu, so the final answer is mu plus 10. As another example, say they tell us simplify 2p squared y plus 8 minus 9p squared y plus 3k plus 2. Again, our first action is to look at the like terms. These are like terms. Both of them has got p and y, and p's have got the same powers and y's have got the same powers, so they are like. All right. So, but I have to take away 2 minus 9. There's a minus in front of that. So I got to work out what is 2 minus 9. 2 minus 9 is a negative number, minus 7, because you're taking away a larger number from a smaller number. So you end up with a negative answer. So minus 7. So these two together will become minus 7p squared y. Minus 7p squared y. So we've done that. This has no like term. This is going to stay, but 8 and 2. So this is positive 8 and this is plus 2. So 8 plus 2 is 10. Then your final answer is going to be minus 7p squared y, minus 7p squared y, plus 3k, which we don't have any like term to that, we keep that. Then 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 10. That is the simplified version of this expression. So look for the like terms, add them, look for the numbers, add or subtract depending on what they are giving you, and at the end write your answer. Thank you for your attention.